Hey, what's up all you Tapaholics? This is Paul here, aka Paulabusa, back with another video. And for all those that have been following the channel, I am a big no-no for power banks with your sleek phones. Your phones are so thin, so what's the point of carrying a power bank? So I figured out it is time to search for another phone. And now the most important thing is the battery life. After all my search, I finally came across the Note 3. Yes, it is a Note 3, but it is the Redmi Note 3 by Xiaomi. And I went ahead and bought myself one for just about $240, $238 to be exact. Now it is a cheap price. Why so? Because Lazada is having a discount with DBS cards on Friday that entitles you to a $25 off. I did try to buy it from Taobao, but unfortunately Mi does not sell to international buyers. So I got myself an even better deal when I bought from Lazada at $238, whereas on the Taobao it was selling at about $250, $260, and here it is. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this and show you what's inside, and then we're gonna review it and see how the battery lasts, among other things of the phone. So seller was kind enough to include a tapered glass screen protector as well. It's got the iPhone unboxing feature where it slides down and just delays it for a second before you see the actual phone. And here it is. The first thing you'll be greeted by is the phone itself. We've got some paperwork here, the pin to release the catch for the SIM card, and of course some Chinese paperwork. Now the version I've got is the 32GB. If you go for the 16GB one, you will only get 2GB RAM, whereas the 32GB version gives you about 3 gigabytes of RAM, and that's better performance, so always go for the 32GB version. The rest of the box is pretty standard. Micro USB cable. We've got the power brick, which is here in the Chinese adapter. That's it. It doesn't come with any earpiece at all, any earphones, no. That's just the practice of Xiaomi to keep the price down on all their products. Now before we move on, the phone itself actually has a plastic protector. This happened once before where my dad actually stick a screen protector on top of the plastic protector. It really looks like an actual screen protector, but it's not. It's meant to peel off, so be sure to peel that off first. Remove that before you apply the screen protector itself. So the Redmi Note 3 features a Cortex A53 GPU processor equivalent to about 2 GHz processing speed. It features a 5.5-inch IPS display with a 16GB variant with a 2GB RAM, as well as a 32GB variant with 3GB RAM. Forward-facing camera comes with 5 megapixel resolution. The back-facing camera with a 13 megapixel resolution. Yes guys, it's not been 1 month, but it's been 2 months now since I've gotten the phone, and now I'm ready to give my review. Yes, during these 2 months I have dropped the phone, so you guys get a free drop test review right here on Trash or Treasure. So I left it in my bag and it dropped out as I was removing the bag from my car, and it fell right down like this, and it hurt the edge of the phone, which brings me to show you guys the make of this phone. It is a very good quality phone for a very cheap price because of its metal casing. Now the part that is metal is between here and here. The top portion and the bottom is made of plastic. When I drop the phone, the dented parts are the metal ring here that you see surrounding the screen, and in the body itself I have some scratches on the metal body, and also some scratches here. So it dropped down like this, and then it bounced off to the sides, and then The only portion that was scratched or was right at the other corner, but you get more scratches on the plastic portion, and then on the metal portion it's just a little tiny bit of scratch itself. So it's a very durable phone. Having dropped from waist level down, you still only get a few scratches. So yeah, pretty good quality durable phone. Now the body is really good quality product to hold here. It is metal, and although there are plastic components to it, it gives you a very premium feel. Now with the body covered, let's take a look at the I/O. At the bottom you get the micro USB port. On the right of the phone you have the volume rocker and the power button, and on the left is the dual SIM card tray that this phone features. So if you're overseas and you require additional SIM card slot, this phone is good to have. At the top you would see the headphone jack and the IR sensor. Now this IR sensor is very useful for my case, because there is an app that comes with the phone, and it's very useful. It's called the Mi Remote, and with this you can control your Mi Box, your TV, your AC. It's all here. You can add and double up your phone as a remote control. If you don't know where your remote control is, which happens most of the time, you would definitely know where your phone is. So it's pretty hefty app where you can use to control your aircon, your TV, and vice versa. Now at the back you will see the 13 megapixels backward facing camera here, the flash and the fingerprint sensor, as well as the speakers for the phone. Now the backwards facing speakers is definitely not one of my favorite feature of the product, because it's loud, it's good quality, but when you put it on the flat surface, a bit of the sound tend to be muffled, so which I'm going to show you here, playing a video. This is Paul here, aka Paulabusa, back with another video. That's right, today we are going to cover part 2 of the wedding episode. And so check out today some of the items. So with that said, it can muffle out the sound a bit if you put it on a flat surface. Otherwise, when you're holding this up and playing a video, it is good quality. At the front of the phone you would see the forward facing camera, and this is actually a 5 megapixel camera, and I would like to just test out the camera a bit, especially the front facing camera. It is pretty nifty, the MIUI. You can easily open up your camera app just with the swipe of the left, and then the swipe upwards, it converts to your forward facing camera. And as you can see here, it shows you your age and gender. It's an estimate of how you look like. There is a beauty feature. Well, let's take it on a mid-level and see how I look like. It's pretty good. Let me show you a picture. So for all you ladies, you appreciate this feature to remove your blemishes. Now let's go back to the front facing camera. I really like how it moves. There is not really much of a lag on the screen. The HDR is pretty awesome, so I'm gonna show you a side-by-side comparison of with HDR and without HDR. So if you don't want that overexposed background, you can use this HDR feature, but you have to be a bit more stable on the phone. So night photography is alright. It works fairly well in low light conditions with the HDR feature. So I really enjoy the HDR function. Now for the video function, I believe it doesn't work that well in low light conditions. It is a bit grainy in low light video shooting, and in normal daylight shooting it's fine. So that's the only complaint, it's the video shooting at night. Now the fingerprint sensor is really sensitive. It's one of the best that I've seen, but it's about 0.3 seconds. It is really good, and I appreciate this feature because I don't have to input my code every time I want to unlock the phone. I just simply have to touch my finger and then it unlocks. As you can see here, it's really quick. Unlock, lock, unlock, lock, unlock. See, it is a really sensitive fingerprint sensor. Now guys, having used the phone for 2 months now, I find the speed of the phone really fast. Let me just clear up the apps, close all the apps. You can see here how it opens up an app. It's really fast. Just one touch, a few seconds later, and you'll be able to have the app open. So you see ways that I just opened, it's really quick. YouTube, once you touch the app, within seconds it loads up. So everything is really quick. I really think the processor is really decent quality for $250-300. It really fits the bill for speed. Now the 5.5-inch IPS display really does its job, providing crisp and clear display, playback of videos up to 180p in quality, and it's really smooth. The colors are natural, and I really am enjoying the display. Now, having used the phone for 2 months, the battery, I can tell you, is really impressive. That 4050 milliampere battery really works well. Now with 5 hours of on-screen time, I still managed to get about 12 to 13 hours of usage with a full charge, and that's really impressive. 5 hours of on-screen time is pretty heavy use. And let's say if I just use the phone occasionally when I'm out and about 3 to 4 hours of on-screen time, I get 15 hours to 16 hours of usage time with a full charge. So I'm very impressed with the battery. I really like this phone, mainly because of the battery life, and to me that's the most important feature that I would like to have. I don't like power breaks, as mentioned. Now this is the first time I've used the MIUI, and I must say, although it has no background screen for all your applications, you have to have all the icons on your home screen. I have no complaints. I mean, it offers a lot of customizability to your phone. There is a security feature where there is a built-in virus scan, there is a cleaner, there is a lot of security features added to the phone. You can have it on your notification screen. You can clear up the memory in one touch, and also a lot of the notifications panel can be customized. The apps tray can be customized, whether you want a big view or you want a small view. You can choose which are the applications you want as priority on top in the notifications panel. So it's really offers you a lot of customizability. Now the size of the phone is just nice. I've been wanting to downsize my phone. This is my old Note 3, and it's really much fatter, and it doesn't allow a pretty good one-handed usage, whereas this phone is slimmer, and it provides you with a good grip, and you don't really need two hands to use it. I really appreciate the swipe feature of the keyboard, where you can use one hand to write. So it's really convenient for one-handed use. I'm making a video here with one hand. Yeah, so you see, it's really convenient to type with the swipe. I mean, sure, there are a few bumps with the OS. For example, if I go on to Facebook and I go on to a profile and I try to message someone, the messenger doesn't pops out. Certain of my apps didn't work, like if I use locational apps like the Wi-Fi Matic app, where you reach home and the Wi-Fi automatically goes on. This app doesn't work as well because it's locational based. Now the conclusion is, guys, those are just small drawbacks for the phone, probably relating to the MIUI, where some apps can't work. But for a $250, $300 phone, this checks all the things that I want in a phone. And in my opinion, the best value for money phone one can buy. It has a quick processor, the speed is fast, the battery life is absolutely amazing, the camera is decent, which is not really a key requirement for me. It has a fingerprint sensor, it is easy to use with one hand, and it has a metal casing to give it the premium feel, all for $300. I seriously can't sing enough praises about this phone, and I absolutely love it. Now guys, we've come to the end of the review. Now coincidentally, as I'm launching this video, Mi Singapore is launching this phone, the exact phone, but in grey and gold next week on the 6th of April, and they're selling it here for $299. Although it is slightly more than what I paid for, I strongly recommend that you get the local set for the 1-year local warranties. Yeah, if you're considering one phone to get, have a look at the Redmi Note 3. Really loving it. This is my daily warrior. Use it every day, no complaints. Best value for money phone ever. So with that, we've come to the end of the video. Hope you guys liked it. See you in the next one. Bye.